Thank you, President Moorhead, for that introduction, and I am so humbled to be here this evening. This is a great honor for me, and I am in awe of being in the company of those who've served in this role before me. The graduates, as you know, I have always kept it real with you, or as you would say, kept it 100. So let's be honest. For your commencement speaker, you could have had someone more famous. Think about it. Instead of me, it could have been a world-renowned entertainer or leader or philanthropist. But instead, you ended up with the absolute pleasure of having someone who's been here with you throughout your time at UGA. I'm not quite as legendary as some others, but I hope you will find I still have something relevant to share. And just between us, I want to go on record to let you know that since 1785, no commencement speaker, no matter how popular, has ever had their own podium. There you have it. My deepest thanks to all of those who've made this possible, and those who know me well know I always start with students, now graduates. You are the reason that we are here, and congratulations to you all. Families, alumni, friends who have been with our graduates on this journey, thank you. And in particular for our families, I told you at orientation about 4 years ago, we were in this together. I even deputized you as ambassadors, working with us here on campus to find success for our students until graduation. From what I see in front of me today, you did an amazing job, obviously. So you are now released from your duties with much appreciation. President Moorhead, faculty, and other colleagues, thank you for your support over many, many years. I am honored to work with you alongside here at the University of Georgia in this special place to all of us. To be sure, our gathering here tonight and online looks like no other UGA commencement before it. And I choose to think it will be one we will always remember. Graduates, as you sit here today, many of you are probably saying, better late than never. But here we are, at last, gathered as Bulldogs in celebration. We honor your work, your experiences inside and outside the classroom, and your status as the one ingredient that makes this campus so great. To be here and celebrate with you in this way brings me overwhelming joy. The graduates, I wish you had the opportunity and the experience and the honor of knowing Betty Wilson. Betty Wilson was a true work of art. She was the kind of woman, after being in her company for just a few seconds, you just felt better as a person. You never heard an unkind word said about her. And those who knew her well would quickly proclaim her greatest qualities were her loyalty to others, her honest nature, her positive disposition, and her belief in human dignity and respect. And she had the singing voice of an angel, and the list goes on. You see, I had the amazing honor of having Betty Wilson as my mother. And I think she would be pretty proud tonight, and all of her friends and neighbors and entire family would be hearing about it over and over and over again. Obviously, I miss her every single day. Now, those who know me well as a person will not be shocked that any attempt by me to be inspiring would include words from my mother. But, you know, as I look back on the lessons that Mom taught me, they were lessons that we so desperately need today. One saying I remember well and still resonates with me is, you don't miss the water until the well runs dry. This has always been helpful to me to really appreciate the things I have while I still have them. In those times when I wanted to retaliate against someone or act in a way that wasn't quote unquote proper, she would simply share with me two powerful words: be bigger. And she would rarely get into deep arguments with folks. She would put them into their place by being the Southern lady that she was, and she would tell them, you keep believing what you believe, and I'll keep moving forward knowing the truth. But one particular thing that Mom said all the time that especially fits right now, that I want to talk about today is this. She always used to tell me, each and every day, make sure that your joy glass is full. And don't you let anybody turn over your joy glass till all your joy is gone. Now, if you're like me, it is hard to keep your joy glass full in today's world. There are times when I feel like so many things are making a constant attempt to steal my joy. I can name a long list of joy stealers, and I'm sure that you can too. But graduates, what I want to ask you and challenge you today is this. How often do you focus on what brings you joy? Real joy. Do you choose to lead with joy and build a life of joy? Or are you consumed with all the things in life that rob you of your joy? Most important, how are you keeping your joy glass full? One way I found to keep my joy glass full is to discover for myself. Growing up, I wanted to be in the medical field, to become a doctor, to be an ear, nose, and throat specialist. And I decided to come to UGA. It was 1977, and UGA had only been integrated 16 years before. As an African American male, everyone in my church, my hometown, my family told me not to come here as a student. No one thought it was a good idea or supported me. But finally, it was my dear sweet mother who said, go ahead and get about your business of embracing that place and go find your bliss. And so I did. Not too long after that, despite again being told not to, I applied to be an orientation leader. It became one of the most formative experiences of my life. I quickly forgot medicine and discovered my life's passion, and if you will allow me, my bliss, is working with students. 40 years later, I have been on a college campus ever since. While I have come and gone from UGA 3 times in my career, this magical place always pulls me back, and I know you understand why. So many of the most joyful moments of my life have been shared with students here, including many of you. Through it all, good times and not so good times, I have kept the joy of students and the love of this special place at the forefront of everything I do. Graduates, you will never know where you may find your bliss, but you must never stop seeking it. Don't let others tell you what to do or how to feel or where to go or how to live. If I had listened to what everyone else said, I would never be where I am today. Keep your head and your heart open, and I trust you will discover, as I have, the joy that can be found in every single day if you are open to it. A second way I have learned to keep my joy glass full is to find your light and a path. Early in my career, I decided I wanted to be a single parent. And at the time, this was the 80s, and literally everyone said, they're not going to give a child to a single black male. Wow. But I was determined. And I would like to proudly share that my son Hunter, who is 30 now, will be marrying the woman of his dreams, Becca, next March. Thank you. Yes, my friends, sometimes life moves on anyway, even after we're told no. Now, looking back, I didn't know much about parenting, and I definitely didn't have all the answers. But as a single parent, I learned to be resourceful. I learned to find solutions and take action. I learned to find the light, wherever it was, however dim, and make a path. It wasn't always easy, but I cannot imagine my life without the joy of my son and our small family. Graduates, I'm a firm believer that at times we need to make a choice to live life the hard way. It's so easy in life to point out all the challenges and complain and list all the reasons why something won't work. But some people, and you know who they are, they only choose the easy route. They take the joy from the room and from you, and then they are the ones who are totally caught off guard when life becomes challenging and hard. To keep your joy glass overflowing, make a conscious choice sometimes to live the hard way. UGA grads, you're different. You're the solvers, the innovators. Spend your time finding solutions. Work toward what's good and positive, and find your light and a path. And I believe in time you will be deeply rewarded over and over again. A final way I have found to keep my joy glass full is to join in community with others. Now, as a parent, I learned it does take a village, and then some. Even when I struggled and the joy threatened to seep away in every direction, I found places to turn, whether it was family or friends or neighbors or so many others. In my professional role, I've always worked to have a strong network of colleagues and friends to rely on. I sometimes call them my kitchen cabinet. We are there for each other to share ideas and hope, and even at times when I don't want to accept their honesty. But I've also found joy and strength engaging in the broader community, serving locally and nationally in dialogues and many other ways. What I've learned through all of these experiences, whether we realize it or not, is we are always connected to things bigger than ourselves. Graduates, as you just heard, you are joining more than 330 other UGA alumni who share this special connection with our beloved alma mater. You will always have that community, always and without ceasing. As the flagship university for the state of Georgia, this university will always be a part of the future of this state. As graduates of UGA, you have the power, and yes, if I may be so bold, the responsibility to create the future in our world that you want to see and we so much deserve. You are not just capable and prepared to do it, but as President Moorhead said earlier, we expect you to do it. Not to meet our standard, but as our charter states, to fulfill the promise of the rising hope of the land. But know today you will never create the future alone. You will never do it without genuinely, humbly engaging those around you. And as hard as it may be to accept, including those with whom you disagree. I've always believed and shared the statement that people will support what they help to create. To keep our joy glasses filled, we must find meaningful ways to work together across every difference for the betterment of our university, our communities, and our world. I will never waver in my belief that we are absolutely interdependent and need each other to thrive as a society. You give us hope. Now together, go make it so. I will leave you with this. I'm not sure any of us can fully know what tomorrow holds, and few would have predicted this time together here today in this way. But again, here we are. And to keep our joy glasses full, we must all be ready and eager to make tomorrow better and more joyous than today. Or as the American poet and philosopher and essayist Ralph Waldo Emerson once put it, finish this day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt have crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense. What a difference it would make, graduates, if every morning we consciously and actively said to ourselves, I'm going to keep this day full of joy for the benefit of myself and others around me. So from my life's experience, I am assured that if you discover for yourself, if you find your light in a path, and you join in community with others, joy will always be near. And those around you will do nothing but profit. Graduates, I have loved working with you. I am so proud of you, and I know you are ready to make our world stronger for everyone. You are a great source of joy for me, everyone here tonight, and many others. But never forget that wherever you go, whatever work you do, and whatever life you choose to live, each and every day, make sure that your glass is filled. And don't let anybody turn over your joy glass until all your joy is gone. Thank you. We love you. Keep in touch. Congratulations. And now, henceforth and forevermore, go Dogs.